I realize that the title of this video might sound clickbaity, but it's really not. I hope to start a conversation on something that I think is valuable to discuss. But because I like to use analogies, I want to tell you guys a story first, and then it would all make sense. I'm sitting with my brother maybe 13, 14 years ago. And at that time, we were working a lot on making guitar pedals. Funny enough, Linus, the creator of Linux, the kernel, also does this. I just found out a few days ago, which I think is kind of funny. But my brother, who's a professional developer and has been for a very long time, and I are also musicians, and we enjoy making our own instruments, our own guitars, our own effects, and all this stuff. And he had just finished making what is basically a tube emulator. It's supposed to sound like those classic amplifiers. And he's done making this thing, right? And it's just a breadboard, with wires all over the place, looks like spaghetti. And he's excited because it sounds great. And he gives it to me and tells me, hey, go take this to your friends and get some feedback. And I started laughing because there I was having what looked like a mess, like something that was broken. And I knew it worked, but broken. And he thought it was an okay presentation. But because he was thinking like a developer. And that's why I think a lot of app ideas end up failing in the long term. Because usually, and I mean this lovingly, developers have crazy blind spots when it comes to making good UX, good user experience. This is not to say that there's not developers that can do this, that know how to make an app that is friendly to be used for absolutely everybody. This is not my saying, but I love this saying. You're supposed to make them grandma friendly. But I see it everywhere. I see it especially in the blockchain world, and a lot in Hive, which is the one that I use the most. I see developers focusing so much on the technical aspects of whatever it is that they're building. They'll make these amazing posts talking about, the full stack, what, version of Node they're using, if TypeScript saved, all this lingo that is part of development, which is fine. But their audience, the people that they're addressing, they're normies. And I say this lovingly. To them, it's like, okay, I see a lot of bullet points. It must be good. At the end of the day, a normie, a user, all he or she is going to do is attempt to understand and use the app. And it doesn't matter what tech stack you have. If you build it on Python, if it's React, if it's Go, it doesn't matter. If it's not intuitive, if it's not pretty easy to use, if it's not something that they feel familiar, which is another part of making a good app, then you're probably not making any strides. Anyways, that is it for this video. I'm interested to know if you've noticed this too. If you notice that a lot of developers focus on just the technical meat and potatoes of things and forget that at the end of the day, apps with no users are absolutely nothing.